The purpose of this short tutorial is threefold. First, I want to show you where you need to go to easily access School's PLP and how to log into your account. Second, I want to show you how to navigate School's PLP. During this portion of the tutorial, I'll show you where you can find your classes, how to access and view course content, how to upload an assignment, and how to check your progress along with your grades. I will also show parents how they can log in to their child's account and check progress and grades as well. Third, I'm going to show you how to access a course I created just for you. You will need to access this course and submit a short assignment. I would like you to complete this assignment by Thursday, September 3rd. Don't worry, it will only take you about 30 seconds to complete, and your parents can help you if they would like to.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to be able to log into School's PLP. So to do that for our RMS page, you're going to come to our Watertown homepage. You can see that here. You're going to click on Schools, and you'll be able to click on Riverside Middle School. And from here, you'll see kind of front and center here, this button or this link, both will take you where you need to go. So you can click on that, and then you'll be able to type in your personal information here to be able to get in to School's PLP.
You will then be directed to a login page where you will put your student ID and password that you received in an email. So now I'm going to log in as a student. When you first log in, you may see this message page. School's PLP requires students to first read all messages before they can begin working on course content. The links are actually disabled until you acknowledge that you have read the message. So you merely click on the message and you read it. This is just a reminder that summary of lesson 1 is due this week. And then after you do that, you acknowledge. If you don't want to reply, that's fine, but you can acknowledge without replying by clicking on this link. Now you are able to go back to your overview page and view your course content. So you are now taken to a page that has listed all the courses of which you are enrolled in. If we take this student, for example, is enrolled in 2 courses, eCampus Student Orientation and English 1A. First, I'm going to access the course content of English 1A. And I'm going to do this by selecting the Work on this course link. The course content of the first lesson will appear. And now this is just sample content. The actual content from your teachers will probably differ quite a bit. You can also click on this link that says Course Overview to see all the lessons for the course. So let's just take a look at that. On this page, you can see that you can view the entire semester of work all the way down to the final. You can see your score on particular assignments. If you have something handed in, you can see that the teacher still has to grade it. This is your pay state that shows you when things are due and if you're staying on track. And this is the number of attempts that you took for the particular activity and the time you spent on it. And then finally, how much that grade is weighted in respect to the other grades in that course. So let's go ahead and go back to this page where we see the active links of the course content and the order of which you need to go through that. So once you would read your course content, like I said, this is a sample, and maybe watch videos, and this one has some questions that needs to be answered, and then you can submit those answers, whatever your teacher's asking you to do. And then the student would go on to their first assignment, which would be to write a summary of the characteristics of good writing. After they finish that, then they go on to the next activity and then the lessons throughout the course. So now I'm going to show you how to submit an assignment. So what the student would have to do is click on the assignment link, Summary of Characteristics of Good Writing. They will then be taken to this submission page. Note they have some directions. Write a brief paragraph where you summarize what you learned in respect to the characteristics of good writing. So they're going to hit the blue submission button in the upper left corner, and that will bring up the submission screen. Now I'm going to walk you through two scenarios. We really don't have a real student here, so we can't access a real Google Drive. But most of you will be working on Google Docs, and that's how you will submit your assignments. So if that were the case, you could first of all write a little note to your teacher if you would like to. Then you're going to click on this blue Add an Attachment. It's a little blue circle with a plus sign in the middle, and you're going to click on it. And then you're going to see two choices. Attach a file. That's if you were on like a PC or a Mac and you had downloaded it to your computer. Or you can click on Choose a Google Document. More than likely, you're going to click on Choose a Google Document where you wrote the assignment, and you're going to select it. And what's going to happen is a box is going to pop up like this, but it will not be white. It will be filled with all your documents, and you will click on the one and hit select, the one that you would like to submit. But that's not our situation since this is not a real student. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to attach the assignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my blue submission button, and I have my submission screen. I'm going to go back to my blue plus. I'm going to select attach a file, and then I'm going to hit choose. And I have my file on my desktop, so I'm going to select that. And there's my assignment, Characteristics of Good Writing. I will hit open, and I will upload it. And this is really what I wanted you to see. When you upload your assignment, it will be here. It'll show that it is attached to this particular portal. And then you'll hit Submit My Work. And note, you get this sentence down here. You have successfully submitted this assignment. Now, if you chose a Google document and all of a sudden you get done and you're like, oh no, that's the wrong document. Well, then that's okay. You just hit resubmit my work, and you can go and you can submit the correct document. And that is how you submit an assignment. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to check your progress and your grades. So we're going to go back to the page that lists all of this student's courses, or your courses if you were to go back on your own. And here are the student's courses. And we have a few tabs that go right across the top. And we're going to take a look at each one of those tabs and look at the information that they provide us. So let's first click on the report card. So you would have a list of all your courses here. And the assigned means the date that the course was assigned to you, and the due date tells you the day that the course ends. The state just tells you that you are actively enrolled in that course, and the progress tells you that you are on track. You're hitting all those deadlines that you saw in the listing of the assignments on a previous page that we did, and you're on track. If this were a real student, there'd be grades here. This is a number of instructional days that have gone by that since you started the course. These are the hours that you have spent on that particular course up to the point of when you're checking this. This tells you how many lessons you have finished, how many you have yet to finish, and how many there are total. This tells you how many credits the course is worth. So that is the report card. You can also click on the daily activity tab. And this is really interesting information. This tells you every time you logged in to work on the course and the amount of time you spent. So the student logged on at 6:27 a.m. and out at 6:38, 12:45 p.m. and out at 1 o'clock, all on August 23rd. And then you have what they did on August 22nd as well. So that is just let you know how much time and when you logged into your course. Now, this one tab is the message. Normally, if someone sends you a message, you will see that first before you can actually go and do any coursework. However, since you have the students has no message, they certainly could send one by clicking that link. But you have probably noticed that there's a send message link that's always available if you want to message your teacher. Next, I'm going to show parents how they can log in and see their students' progress. So you access the login page that your student normally accesses to enter the course and input your child's user ID and password. However, before you log in, you check the login as parent box. So I'm going to enter my child's ID and their password. I'm going to check login as parent, and I am going to log in. It is important that you do this and not log in as your child because it will log the time as it will log your time as their time. Or you may accidentally start a lesson or a quiz that they're not ready to start. So when you log in as a parent, you will be taken to the overview tab, just as your child is. You will see your students' courses, but you will not have access to the work on this course link. You will, however, be able to select and access the course overview, and you will be able to see lessons and due dates and scores for a particular course. So if I select English 1A, you will see the entire overview of what's due for that course. You will see the dates that everything is due. It will give you all the information of how many times your child has attempted an activity, how long they have worked on a particular activity, and their score up to this point. You will see that they have submitted an assignment that has yet to be graded. So that gives you a nice snapshot of their progress. And then we'll just click back here. And you also then have access to the report card. And you see the same thing that what we talked about in the previous slide, that your students see in respect to when if everything is on track, how far they are, how much they have left. You can click on daily activity and see exactly when your child logged in and out of that course. And you can also see their messages.
Hi students, we're going to show you how to be able to access your homeroom assignment and then be able to turn that in. Know that your side of things looks a little bit different than a teacher's side of things, so bear with me as I kind of navigate through and I'll explain the difference. So on your screen, you'll see all of the different courses that you are responsible for completing. Let's pretend this one said homeroom. You're going to have a homeroom course that you'll be able to access. And so mine, I have a couple of different clicks as a teacher. Once you get into that course, yours is going to look a little different, but you'll be able to see your whole course offerings, and you'll see something called homeroom assignment here. So here, I'm going to preview that so you can see when you click on that homeroom assignment, it'll come up and you'll probably just see a link here. And when you click on that link, it's going to open up a document that forces you to make a copy. So you're going to click on that make a copy. And when that goes through, you're going to immediately come up here and you're going to change copy of to your last name, comma, your first name. And so for me, my name is Leanne Gruff, so mine would say Gruff, and then mine would say, comma, Leanne. And so you can see that. The purpose of this assignment is not to be able to give you something to do on the first day of school, but for us to be able to identify, can you turn this assignment in? Do you know how to do that? So here, right, we're going to make sure, can you get into school's PLP? Can you find a course? Can you then go and find a file from your Google Drive to be able to submit into the proper assignment? So what we mean by that, finding this file, is you have just made this file here that's going to live in your Google Drive. You're going to create a copy, which we did. You're going to change copy of to become your name, which is what I recommended for you. And on this copy, you have to answer this question. So you just need to come up with a goal that you have for yourself while in virtual learning. Once you have typed that in, okay, you need to be able to get this document into your teacher's hand. So we need to make sure that the proper settings are set. So we need to come to share, and we need to click here to say change link to Watertown. Okay. And we need to make sure to be able to change it to editor. And we're going to do that because we want to make sure that your teacher has the ability to click on that. There are a couple of different options when you do this. Watertown will sometimes make sure it goes through. If you say anyone with the link, you are guaranteed to make that go through. So I would really recommend making it anyone with the link and making sure that it says editor, and then you just click done. Okay, and now this document is ready to go. So we are going to take this link up here. We're going to copy this link. So we're going to right click and we're going to copy it just to make sure. And then when you come back into your assignment, you are going to have a submission button. So the submission button up here is this blue cloud. So when you click on the submission button, you as a student have a little bit different option than I do. So you're going to be able to submit that link into this document down here. You'll be able to submit that link, and then you'll click submit my work, and you will be totally set. If you have any questions at all, reach out to your homeroom teacher and they'll be able to talk you through what to do.